Hello there, Kasama Lee here, your community realtor. Have you ever wondered what is the fuss about the appraisal? If that's you, you'll want to watch this video. So appraisal is the popular topic in today's market. We've got values of home that are just going up, 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 up. It seems to have no glass ceiling right now, but there is. The appraisal is the process that actually helps somewhat moderate the value of the home so that it doesn't just keep flying into the sky. It gets to a point where people can't afford it. First of all, by definition, an appraisal is a subjective opinion of the value of the home by one appraiser. In other words, if you have two different appraisers appraising on the value of a property, you may end up slightly with different numbers. They're not going to be exactly the same. It would be kind of a miracle if they end up being the same value. But the process of what the appraiser would do is they would actually gather what has been sold in that immediate vicinity of the subject property. So, for example, if the property is inside a community, and let's say there's 100 homes in that community, the appraiser is going to first try to find something that is comparable. It may slightly vary depending on the size of the home, the number of bedrooms, and all of that stuff, but they're going to try to find what is comparable in that immediate community first. And if they can't find it, they will go out beyond the boundaries and they do what is called making adjustments. They make adjustments of what has been sold in the area and make the adjustments so that they would fit to the property, the subject property that the appraiser is working on. Whew, and I'm not even an appraiser. And I hope that that makes sense. But there's a science, there's a method to what the appraiser would do to actually come to the value of the property. And the two times that you will need an appraiser typically are when you're making a purchase of the property, and the second is when you are refinancing. In some cases, depending on the lender and depending on how it's set up and depending on how much you're looking to refi, the lender has different ways of how the appraisal would be done. So that's something you need to address with your refinancing lender. So I'm not going to go into all the details. But when it comes to a purchase, in most cases, the appraiser will need to inspect the home. When the appraiser comes, and when I represent the seller, typically the appraiser will contact the seller's agent, the listing agent. So if I represent the seller, the appraiser would contact me. And it's my job to provide as much information as possible in terms of what has been the updates that have been done by the current seller. Okay, whether there have been a remodel done in the kitchen and the bathrooms and so on and so forth. I would provide that information based on the data that I've gathered from my client, from the seller, and I would want to make sure that the appraiser has that information to help come to the value, especially in this market because we have multiple offers flying off the shelf for every property, and the multiple offers kind of drive the value up because people are upbidding to try to be the winning offer. So a lot of times the price goes up way above the asking price, the starting out asking price. Multiple offers have that effect as well. And the appraiser is coming in, bringing the value in to see if it makes sense based on what's been sold, based on the condition of the property. So here are a couple of winning tips I want to leave with you. So if you're selling your house, your agent is probably going to be telling you all these things too. You want to make sure that the day that the appraiser comes is like the day you're having an open house. It's like the day that you're having prospective buyers come through. You want the house to be spick and span, shiny, all the lights are turned on, all the windows are open with as much natural light as possible. The grass should be cut, so the lawn should be well kept. The house should be nice and tidy. And although a lot of appraisers will tell you that they don't really care if the house is messy. Well, I mean, just imagine, first impression is still an impression, right? So why not have it be well kept when you know that that's the one visit that would impact, based on the opinion of the appraiser, the value of your home? If you knew that, why would you not want your home to look great? So that's always what I would ask my client, who are the sellers, to do to prepare their home. That's one winning tip for you. The second tip is make sure that if you have pets in the house, it's probably not a bad idea to take your pets out for a walk so that it doesn't deter what the appraiser is doing. The appraiser has to go outside the house. They have to measure the lot size. They walk around the house. So that could be upsetting if you have pets sitting outside and you don't want that to be a disruption, right, to the appraiser. So the appraisal usually, depending on the size of the house, I want to say it could be between 30 to 45 minutes. So you want to make sure that you allow time for the appraiser to be able to do their job, depending on, you know, how busy. And I know a lot of really great appraisers right now are really backed up between the low interest rate of the refinancing and a lot of the purchases that are going on. So it could take between 3 to 5 days before you get the appraisal report back if you're on the buyer side, and your lender is going to notify you when the appraisal has come in. And then the communication takes place where the buyer's agent would communicate and notify the listing or the seller's agent of the value. Sometimes they don't tell them the exact value, but if it comes, we call it, if it's at value, which means if the offer, let's say for example, the contract price is $600,000, if the appraisal comes in and it doesn't come in below, they will say it's at value, which means there is no issue with the appraisal value, which is huge. Everybody's happy when the property appraises. So I hope this is helpful for you. It's important, really, really important right now. Appraisal is kind of the heart of what happens to the loan and whether there needs to be renegotiation after that. Speak to your lender, speak to your real estate agent, and if I can help answer any more questions, feel free to reach out to me. I hope this has been helpful to you. This is Kasama Lee, your community realtor, serving Napa, Solano, and Contra Costa counties. Thanks for watching. To learn more about various tips on how to get your home on the market so that it shines, you might want to watch this video. Thanks for watching.